Okay, we're going live. The first time that I saw you, you were waiting for the train. Your body like a shadow slipped away. A bright display of color, and the tunnel swept me under. The last thing I remember was your face. I hoped you would appear in some old movie theater chair, some old vinyl back booth diner way downtown. I watched for you in windows, sprayed your name across cement walls, in parking lots when no one was around. The city lights, they shine like silver. The city lights, they shine like gold. I'm holding out for something better. What it is, I don't know. The second time I saw you, you were running from the rain, ducked back into a Chinese restaurant. I drove around the block, cursed the lights and double parked, found only an old scarf that you forgot. I wore it that whole winter and hoped you'd see me in the street. Your eye would catch and suddenly you'd know. A glance inside the subway, the central station bustling, two strangers locking eyes above it all. The city lights, they shine like silver. The city lights, they shine like gold. I'm holding out for something better. What it is, I don't know. And I'm alright if you're asking. I'm just tired and I'm just stoned, and the city lights are a constellation. Your upturned face is what I'm looking for. I came around the corner on a bitter Saturday, a flower stand and trash cans on the curb. I bought a cup of coffee from a man who never saw me, turned around, raised it up, and there you were. Oh, my heart escaped my body, flew right up and disappeared, and I thought that I might lose you in the crowd. But you crossed the street and suddenly your voice was in my ears saying, don't I know your face from somewhere else? And the city lights, they shine like silver. The city lights, they shine like gold. I'm holding out for something better. What it is, I don't know. I'm holding out for something better. What it is, I don't know. Welcome to episode 2 of North City Almanac. We're here. We are live from a basement in a city, in a country. And you are also alive right now. That song was by Anna Tivell, a singer-songwriter out of Portland, Oregon. And it was called Two Strangers. And our theme tonight is the stranger. I think we've probably all been on the outside looking in at some point, at many points in our lives. We've all felt alone. But through some mysterious alchemy, strangers can become friends. We certainly wish you were with us in person tonight. But then again, you might be watching from halfway around the world, and that's really cool too. That's something worth celebrating. We might all be in our own little bubbles right now, but at least we are alone together. So we gather tonight to find solidarity in solitude. Thanks for being with us. As always, we're drinking a mocktail this evening, and you can find details about what's in it in the live chat, which we hope very much that you'll participate in. And I keep saying we, and you'll see why in a minute, because there will be other people like who you saw in the introduction appearing on the show this evening. And, you know, we've actually been getting a lot of questions recently about how we come up with ideas for segments on the show. So tonight, I'm really happy to show you a little documentary we made to give you some access behind the scenes and see what's going on. So please enjoy this video. Okay. Thanks for staying late, guys. I really appreciate all the hard work you've been putting in. We just need one more segment. So, any ideas?
I love that as a jumping off point, and I just want to say I think this is going to be great for the brand, but I do think that we should probably loop the marketing team in at this point.
Yeah, thanks, Caleb. That's perfect. I just want to circle back to something you said yesterday.
To piggyback off of that, we have a hard stop in 30 minutes, so let's get to concepting.
Okay, for efficiency's sake, I'm going to move this one to Twitter.
Ping me later. And just to give us a launch point, can we go back over some of our wins from Q1?
Let's put a pinwheel in that for now. There's a synergistic probability cloud in our diverse strategies surrounding our endpoint plan for greater brand equity.
Look, I don't want to derail anything, but I think it's worth bringing up the possibilities of grog.
I'm not sure we're going to have the bandwidth for this, but...
Did you say bandwidth?
Guys, I'm going to move this one to TikTok.
If we could just really quickly stack this on the roundhouse. Caleb, you want a sidebar on this one?
Wait, what about the dongle strategy?
I love the blast back on that.
Whoosh!
Whoosh. Seriously, whoosh?
Is there a Chan we could move this to, guys?
I want a froggy front on that, and portal over to the next sales cycle.
Yeah, as long as we loop in all the right stakeholders and bump this up the chain as soon as possible.
Okay, sure, but let's pump the snakes on that one for now. We still need to drill down on some of these hammer-ons.
Come to think of it, I've been having a back and forth with Trevor in arguments and compliance, and we've got real synergy.
I mean, is Derek the project weasel on this one or what?
Wait, did Trevor kill Derek?
Really? In the middle of the drill down?
Okay. We've Snapchatted, snizzle popped, we've tweeted, we pushed it up the rope, we've thrown it off the cliff, we've heaved it, we ripped, slipped, and tripped, we biddle-bopped. If we don't drink the Kool-Aid on this one, we may miss the boat on that last incubator, but with the ecosystem that we have, if we flash back on the stack house, we're unflubberable. I don't think it's a big whoosh at all. The grog. Can I get a jazz note on that?
You know, it is stranger than what I had in mind, but I think we can make it work.
All right.
If we don't drink the Kool-Aid on this one, if we take this skin boat to Tuna Town,
We got some time. I'm high too. Don't drink the Kool-Aid on this one.
big whoosh. That's what you blast back. With the ecosystem that we have, it's not a grog at all to blast back in the big whoosh. this incubator.
So hopefully you have a little bit better of an idea of how things work around here now. Thank you to everyone in the house who contributed to making that. That was a lot of fun. Each week on the show, or I guess I should say every other week, we were a little hot out the gate, and we said we would be doing a weekly show. We realized it'll be a much better show if we do it every 2 weeks. So each what would it be? Not bi-weekly. That could mean either one. Sure. Each bi-weekly show, we have a featured guest, and it's always fun to have someone, especially if they can come over to the garage and have a socially distanced outdoor interview, which is what we had this time. And it was my pleasure and honor to welcome my very own father, Jed Myers, who is also a musician and poet and therapist. And we had a lovely time sitting down, playing some songs, talking about his life's work, and hearing some poetry. And I'm so happy to share that with you now. So please enjoy our featured guest, Jed Myers.
Make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me down a pallet soft and low. Oh, I'm broken, got no place to go. Been hanging around with good time friends of mine. Hanging around with good time friends of mine. Well, they treat me mighty nice and kind when I've got $1 and a dime. Weary blues everywhere I see. Weary and blues everywhere I see. Weary blues everywhere I see. Hey, no one's ever had the blues like me. Make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me down a pallet on your floor. Make me down a pallet soft and low. Oh, I'm broke, got no place to go. Where I'm sleeping, back and shoulders tired. Where I'm sleeping, back and shoulders tired. Come tomorrow, I'll be satisfied. Gonna hop a fast train and ride. Oh, make me down. Pallet on your floor. Make me down a pallet soft and low. Oh, I'm broken, got no place to go.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Jed Myers. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming.
Hey, Jonas Myers.
I don't think we've ever actually sat down for an interview.
Well, ask me anything. Here's your chance to interview your dad.
Our theme is The Stranger, and I was like, The Stranger, that's a book by Camus. And I remembered you telling me that Camus had played a big role in your decision to become a therapist, a psychiatrist.
That's true.
Where were you when you encountered Camus and made that course decision?
So I had been a poetry fanatic throughout my college career. And I was realizing that I'm in the driver's seat here. This is my life. This is my education. What am I going to do with my life? And I was resolving, kind of in the back of my mind, that I could continue to be enthralled with poetry, but it wasn't necessarily a livelihood. It wasn't a roll up your sleeves and engage with my whole self in a kind of on the ground kind of way. And I felt I better live a life, and then I can write about and my experience. But go live, go do something, go pitch in. But I didn't know how exactly. And then I took a course to satisfy the language requirement. But there was a fellow named Seymour Simches. He was a French professor, and he was a very hip guy. He agreed to take me on in an independent study course, and I could study French culture in any way that he and I agreed would be cool. And I said, I want to study Albert Camus. I want to study Albert Camus. I want to read his writings and get what he's about and do this thing. So I read essays and novels. When I read The Stranger, I thought it was a very odd, weird, psychologically interesting, short novel. And I found myself weeping at the end of it, a little surprisingly. It's a moment where the stranger finds a kind of solidarity with the cosmos, a real beautiful secular spiritual liberation. It very much moved me. So then I went on to read The Plague. And The Plague, very relevant to the moment, a main character who's a physician finds himself in a town in Algeria where suddenly there's a real plague, I think it's like the rats again, like biting people and, bubonic plague and all that. And it was for me a moving experience of a story of a guy who finds himself facing overwhelmingly troubling circumstances and just decides to do what he can, knowing full well he can't do much. And knowing he might die doing it, knowing he's going to not save a lot of people, knowing it's going to just be a big wave of cosmic indifference and absurdity just washing on through, but he's going to do what he can, God damn it. And again, very uplifting, very inspiring, very moving for me. So anyway, that, especially The Plague, made me feel like I could roll up my sleeves in that way and maybe get in there and help where people are suffering and struggling. And being psychologically minded, I thought I'll be a therapist of some kind. So I thought I'd be a psychologist. And it wasn't until a bit later that I realized, no, I wanted to go to medical school, do the whole kit and caboodle, and be a psychiatrist.
So it was specifically, of all the texts that you read, it was reading The Plague and encountering someone's decision to kind of try anyway, try in the face of, a set of circumstances that could lead one to nihilism, right? To say, I'm going to show up and do what I can. And that led you down that path of being a healer of a kind.
And in a business where you don't really succeed dramatically a lot of the time. You might do some good and offer some help and some encouragement and some comfort and facilitate somebody's kind of opening up to life more or, kind of suffering less. But it's often very sort of iffy and incremental and subtle and over a long time and partial. So that spirit, that Camus sensibility helps me with that. I mean, do you feel like you've collected all of these stories and intimacies and you're carrying them with you in some sense? I feel like my patients are my tribe that never has a tribal gathering except in me. And my tribe is a company of great teaching and great wisdom, and they've taught me so much about life. About what it is to be human in this world. So I have this like kind of 360 kind of gratitude, towards all of them. And the toughest ones have been my best teachers. I might grumble at them, in the short term, but in the longer term,
Yeah.
I feel like they've shown me some things I wouldn't have learned otherwise.
You have had a long career as a psychiatrist. You're still at it. And in the meantime, you've kept writing, and I saw you when I was a kid kind of get more serious about your writing practice, and I believe that was after the terrorist attacks of September 11th. Is that right?
That's exactly right. And you were a part of that for me. You were a pivotal presence for me.
How so?
Well, you and the rest of us were watching the television, and we were watching this awful, awful phenomenon of people having to either jump out of the window to their certain death below or be incinerated, certainly, in the next few seconds.
Yeah.
And it was an unbearable thing for all of us to witness if you really looked and processed it at all. It was not entirely processable,
No.
But so what happened was we had emotions that we didn't know we were having. We dissociated to cope with what we were witnessing and went on with some recognition that this is terrible, but not quite letting it undo us, And in the days that followed that event, times we were just in the same space, going somewhere, doing something. Once or twice, if I recall correctly, you burst into tears, inexplicably to you, to me, I intuited what was happening, but it wasn't a stated conscious business, But that really grabbed me in the gut along with what had just happened. And it made me swear to myself that I was going to just do what I could with my writing and my music to kind of connect up the hearts, as best I could with the rest of my life. Therapy, poetry, and music are all creative processes, and creative processes, no matter what the medium, all, I think, draw upon certain kind of elements, they all have some things in common. If it was a novel or if it was dance or if it was, photography or painting or theater, whatever it is, there's something about the creative process which is intrinsic across all media, all manifestations, and that's fascinating to me. And I think of it as salvational. I think of that immersion in the creative process as something that's there for us, that we're capable of, that is restorative for us and reconnects us.
Yeah.
And so it's all the same in a way.
Well, you got a poem or two for us?
Sure. At the end of the row of yellow and red formica tabletops, a hunched man sits, face in the palms of his sizable hands. And I see that he's been served nothing. Do they know him here? Up front by the plate glass and register, a small morning crowd seems to amount to ballast of moral weight. While I'm here amid chips in this island cafe on a winter Sunday in time for the breakfast menu, alone in the stranger section, glad to have noticed arugula comes on the fried egg sandwich. I'm right by an old sash window, and out there, past the silvery lichened, gawky last of an apple orchard, a red-orange sheet metal roof tops a weathered cedar shed someone wants to preserve. I could ask up ahead, but I won't. I'll wonder, smithy, stable, shelter for pickers from elsewhere. Time has gone still. No wind, a haze gathered around us. I daydream the bent-over man rising slow to step out into that hanging whiteness, but he sits. I do imagine they know him, somewhat, and that what's happened must be spoken at times. A wonder, our feeling the weightless tugs at our eyes' slits, that dark-smudged denim shirt, a bristled scalp, nails jammed with the dirt of the whispering world. The earth's held this house close and brought it round out of the dark. This chest remembers to widen again. In pours the good air. The heart still knows to take its own share and offers up the rest. The blood down its deltas visits the countless cells. The muscles are fed. And on a wish for water they hinge the limbs. The bones ensemble stands out of its bed. By several footfalls toward the faucet, it proves possible to lower and turn the head. Part these lips at a small stream and receive this clean gift of the rain needed to live. How can I be the fountain of my fortune through all the smoke and confusion? May my words find a current, this ink hold fast to its leaf as it floats to meet the prisoner, the gatekeeper, wanderer camped at a wire fence, kid who sleeps with the gun his father left him. Luck is a demon. How this day, like water, like air, can I enter your life? I can't see your face. I don't have your name. I don't know your despair. And this is our house.
Look at all the lonely people. Look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby picks up the rice in a church where a wedding has been. Lives in a dream, waits at the window, wearing the face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Father Mackenzie, writing the words of a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes near, look at him working, darning his socks in the night when there's nobody there. What does he care? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Ah, look at all the lonely people. Ah, look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby died in the church and was buried along with her name. Nobody came. Father Mackenzie wiping the dirt from his hands as he walks to the grave. No one was saved, all the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people, where do they all belong? Well, I hope everyone's enjoying the show so far. I certainly am. We certainly are here in North City, which is actually a neighborhood elsewhere in the city. So, once again, we are drinking mocktails tonight, as usual. This amazing, delicious, beautiful mocktail was crafted by the one and only Aaron Slomsky-Pritz, who you'll be hearing from later. The ingredients have been listed in the live chat, and if you'd like to try naming the mocktail, we will announce a winner of that contest later on in the show. So that's just one of the many ways that you can participate in North City Almanac, and I'll be telling you a bit more later about other ways you can participate, but we're going to keep the content rolling, and I'm so excited to introduce this next piece. My dear friends, Kate Dinsmore and Owen Thayer, big-time players on the Seattle music scene, partners in crime as well. They came by the garage recently, and we gave ourselves a little challenge, a kind of a new experience, a little bit outside the comfort zone, to write a song from start to finish in a short period of time. Only very slightly edited. Here for you now are the results. Well, okay, of all the themes that I mentioned, did any of them, like, pop out at you?
I feel like I like The Stranger.
I like The Stranger.
The Stranger? Why don't we, like, write
like
a song?
reverby country song.
Yeah.
Like,
You want to do a country song? Let's write a country song.
I think we should write a country song, yeah.
It's a pretty jazzy country song there.
I know, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Come on, man, you're, like, in a country band.
Western swing.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It needs to start off like a... Yeah.
Hold on the E a little longer to make it, like, 6 instead of 5.
Yeah, and then go to the B section.
And then to the C major.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's riding off into sunset with your lady at that point.
That's right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So the C section would be like the chorus, sort of.
Yeah, then it's like an A, B, A,
With a
but
tag.
but
Tag,
it's slightly different.
yeah.
All the A's are slightly different.
Yeah, yeah.
So let's review. Let's just
It's
play
an
through the
ABCD.
form. It's an ABCD. Might as well just tag on.
I'm just gonna listen to it.
And then here's the top. Does that work?
Not particularly country, but that's fine.
Well,
It's
okay.
kind of.
But I like it.
And in
It's-
subject matter,
It's like folky.
it's like sexy cowboy dressed in all black coming into
Totally,
town to steal your lady.
Is there maybe a fight involved? Is there like a love triangle kind
I
of
feel
thing
like there
going
should
on?
be a love triangle of some sort.
Sure.
She's so impressed with his ability to outdrink.
That's what it is.
her-
It's a drinking
her
contest.
boyfriend, but then-
It's less violent than a duel.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe she sneaks out while they're drinking
That's
together.
that's good.
And she like
I think
off and does her own
the
thing.
song should be from her point of view. If they're having a drinking contest for me, I don't want either of them.
I like the whistling. So let's just throw stuff out there, and we can always improve upon it. But like
Yeah, we had
first verse.
the man all dressed in black. He rode to town one Sunday morn.
What about the stranger?
The stranger dressed in black.
The
Yeah.
stranger dressed in black.
Oh, I like that it's Sunday.
Yeah, I figured, why not?
It is sunny today.
It is Sunday. I know.
One Sunday morn.
Or
Yeah.
he saw me. Can
He
we
saw
identify?
me standing
Yeah.
with my man. Is she already with him? Like, what's?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
she's like casually with him.
Okay.
It might be a new thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. He rides in. He's like, I challenge anyone in here to try to drink me under the table.
Yeah.
She's watching, and maybe her man says yes.
Oh, there we go. And then she'll steal
and
both
then
their
she
money
steals
and
their
leave.
money and rides
Yeah.
away.
Love
Yeah,
that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Kicked off his boots outside the tavern door or something.
Oh, door and morn is a nice
Yeah.
little off rhyme. I like that they're drinking in the morning.
That's what you do.
That's
In
what
the
you do in outlaw
Wherever this
country.
is, yeah.
He's like set to steal their money, right? Because he's like, that's what he does. He goes and he challenges people to drink, and then they place bets and he steals their money. I mean,
Right.
but not in a competitive
narrow eyes,
spirit.
the stranger sized the guys. I like that. It's dumb.
Let's let him be dumb. Maybe let's give the guy a name. Beside me, like Fred, my Freddy, or something.
Oh yeah.
Or beside me sat my darling Pat.
Oh my god. Matt? What if it's Matt?
Beside me sat my darling Matt.
Who's brave enough to face him with a...
I'll take you on.
I'll challenge you, but if you lose...
You must give me your,
I get
your mare.
I get your gelding mare.
Yeah.
And then
And the guy always say, what,
and then the
what if
guy
I
say,
win?
I get that pretty
Lass.
little thing on your arm or something.
Yeah.
I mean, what's a gelding anyway? Is it kind of horse?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's just go with it.
Make sure it's not like a male horse.
Everyone who knows horses is like, this is dumb.
Oh, okay, yeah. We shouldn't use the word gelding.
Oh, really?
A gelding is a castrated animal.
We got this. Let's push through and we can do this.
The stranger smirks.
And said that
says
works.
that works.
Yeah.
Your
Mare.
woman for my mare.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So the contest has begun.
Yeah.
I like it. I'm not yours to gamble or
Right.
something.
To finish the story.
Well, then we can. But then.
then we do that last
we
little
have a
thing
whole-
we haven't done yet. The
little tag at the end.
Little
Yeah,
tag.
yeah. The minor is instrumental, and this
Right.
is back to the C section.
Exactly.
2 by 2, the whiskey's flew.
I saw my
So I
chance.
I saw my
chance.
chance to reach for his pants.
To leave this dance.
So, what's the name of the song? It's The Stranger, right?
So, yeah, we're just gonna go hard with the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do my best.
So will I. 1, 2, 3.
The stranger dressed in black, he saunters through the swinging tavern door. His gator boots kick up the dust that lay upon the dirty barroom floor. He grabs a chair and does declare he'll challenge any man who's brave enough to face him with a shot glass in each hand. To my surprise, my suitor's eyes, they turn to meet the stranger stare. Said, I'll take your bet, but not just yet. Let's settle on some stakes that are fair. The stranger smirks and says that works. Your woman for my gun. My suitor nods, I'll take those odds. The contest has begun.
Oh, we did it! We wrote a song! Congratulations, everybody!
We wrote a silly thing.
Nice job. Hey, welcome to the show, Mr. Caleb Thompson.
Well, thank you, Jonas Myers. Happy to be here.
It's so good to have you on.
Thank you very much.
And what's new?
Well, I just I caught most of that last segment. I thought it was great.
Thanks.
What a wonderful little interlude there. I mean, you guys wrote that in like an hour or two or something?
Like 4 minutes.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It got dark really fast that
Right.
night.
Reality was a little jumpy though in those 4 minutes.
It was. Yeah, I think probably it was like an hour and a half was the total session.
That was a sweet song.
Thanks. Yeah, no, it was fun to like just give ourselves permission. Like this is a starting point. It's it's not meant to be perfect. And then it turned out really cool. I was really stoked about that.
Did you land on a genre for it? I mean, not that it has to be in a genre, but do you feel like it was a country song or a folk song or like
I thought it was. Owen didn't think it was.
He's got like he's like, this is country.
He
and
knows the difference.
Right.
As you know, have you played with Owen before?
I don't think I ever have. I've seen him play a lot.
But you've played with people who've played with Owen.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Gus Clark probably and.
Yeah. That's how it tends to work in the scene, right? If you haven't played with them, you've played with someone who has.
That's right. Yeah. The 2 degrees of being a musician.
In Seattle.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, you're a musician. That's probably. I mean, you're holding a guitar.
That's
currently.
right. That's right.
And
whoa, snuck up on me.
And I really like the music that you make.
Well, thanks.
Yeah, I was so happy that you agreed to come on as our Housefolk representative this evening.
Happy to be here.
And share some of your music. Do you want to do a song?
Yeah, let's do a song. Let's do this song called High as the Pine.
High as the Pine.
Here we are. My heart is high as the pine, and my soul is low as a stone. My stars, well, they all shine above. Your love looks just right for mine, and my mind is gone in a dream of all that will never be. And my tears, well, they roll on into the sea. It's on you and me to get free. They're singing sorrow in the valley. Strange, they sing it sweet. And stranger still, they sing it only of dying. The strangest of all, they sing it for keeps. Well, the rainbow, well, it is the pot of gold. And that diamond up in the sky, well, you can mine it. Gotta dig hard. What you gonna have to walk down here on the ground? I was kinda hoping you'd show me how. It's a cold wind that blows and blows and blows. That hard rain that cannot say the pain in our hearts. Oh, it's alive, and it glows just to get our way. They're singing sorrow in the valley. Strange, they sing it sweet, and stranger still, they sing it only of dying. Stranger still, they sing it for keeps. And me, well, I'm just a traveler, trying my best to hum along. I got no place I'm staying. Look for me, oh, and I'll be gone. Oh, my heart is high as the pine, and my soul is low as a stone. My tears, they roll on into the sea. It's on you and me to get free.
That's a beautiful song, man.
Thanks.
You actually wrote that.
I wrote that, yep.
Wow. When did you write that?
I think I wrote that about 3 years ago. Maybe 3.5, 4 years ago. It occurred to me that I had to write a bunch of songs in that country idiom. I mean, there's always a question of like sort of authenticity with that stuff, and you just try to follow the music. But there was a moment there for me 3 or 4 years ago where I was like, oh, it's like really earnest and straight ahead, but also with like that kind of real hammy sense of humor. And you know, I mean, that you see that in like jazz standards too sometimes.
Yeah.
But country, I think, does it best. And I'm from the country, so I figure I can get away with it.
That's right. Where are you from?
Tonasket, Washington. Well, the hills outside of Tonasket, Washington.
So you're like outside of a place that's outside of a place that's outside of a place.
Yeah, I always say like, go to the middle of nowhere and keep going, and you can miss it or something like that. I should probably work on a new line, but
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I had a lot of fun with Kate and Owen, just unashamedly, like imitating an idiom that I barely know, and there is something freeing when you just let yourself just like write a country song, write a jazz standard, write a whatever, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you can follow the music into any world.
Right.
And I don't know, there's so many arguments about authenticity. We don't really have probably the 10 years to do that dialectic here tonight, but I always feel like the weird like claims of inauthenticity or authenticity, they actually feel like now at this point in my life, I'm like, I don't know. They bore me or they make me feel sad or in some way more often than I feel like, oh yeah, I want to, that's the real thing and that's the fake thing.
Sure, yeah. And I guess you find purism, like unnecessary purism in any genre. My own background is in jazz, and there's plenty of that in jazz, like the kind of, show me if you're the real deal. Like what tunes do you know? What solos do you know? Like who have you transcribed? Who have you, and it's like, it's very intimidating, and I think it turns a lot of people off.
Right. Well, is it in part like a competitive, like is there a market reality to it?
Yeah, I don't think we have the 10 years to
do that. Okay, well, how about this? Do you have any like specific memories of like getting out-cooled or like like an anecdote. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like
my whole high school experience is getting out cooled. That was like you could describe every moment that way. An anecdote. Let me think. I mean, I do feel like there was a time when I was playing. I went to a high school that has a really amazing jazz program.
Where was that?
At Garfield High School, and we would go compete a lot and we'd win a lot, and there was a lot of pressure. Like, we're the best. We got to show everyone we're the best, right? It occurred to me much later how ridiculous it is to turn music into sports like that, because it's like, how can you even compete? It's like, it's so silly to rank these high schoolers against each other when it's all just art. It's all just expression. But we were playing at the Lionel Hampton Jazz Festival in Moscow, Idaho, and like our band just had a reputation of being the best, and there was like an unprecedented moment kind of where we stumbled and like as a band lost the time, and I felt like I had played a big role in that because my comping underneath the solo was like maybe a little off, and then the drummer got off, and then it was like, and then we all kind of got off, and it was a moment where you couldn't hide it. And we didn't win. It was like the first time we hadn't won that competition in my experience.
Oh shit.
And so like I carried a lot of shame about that for a long time, and I was always so nervous. I was shaking every time it was my turn to take a solo. So I prefer my life now.
Well, it's so interesting because there's like that classic story of Charlie Christian sitting in with some big band. I don't remember what the big band was, and they tried to play him off the stage, do it, at
So
160 BPM, whatever, really fast, and he ended up soloing for like 30 minutes or something because he was Charlie Christian. But like there's all these stories of like that competitive element in jazz,
right. But
it's weird, I think, like once you like institutionalize it.
Yeah, right. Maybe it's kind of fun and organic when it's like, all right, show me your stuff, and of course it's like if you have been practicing for 10 hours a day for 10 years, like you're going to want to show that off, and
Right.
Can you show it off with humility and restraint though? That's the question, I think. Right. It's like, when's the moment to do that and when isn't it? So, yeah. But I like 3 chords and the truth, I like country tunes, folk tunes. I like all the various idioms. I really haven't found one that I don't like.
Yeah, well, how about adult contemporary?
What about easy listening?
Smooth anything.
Yeah, I like smooth everything.
Oh, like smooth metal. Is that a genre yet?
It will be by next week. By 2 weeks from now. Okay.
That's a segment. We should probably play another song or something. What do you think? Or
you want to do another song? We have a couple of videos too. We could do it in any order, really.
You're the host. I'll leave it up to you.
Let's save our song. I'm really excited for our song. Let's save it. I really want to show a couple of videos now that our beautiful housemates contributed.
Sweet.
So this next one comes from Aaron Slomsky-Pritz, who is an audio artist, journalist, podcast producer. By the way, I highly recommend. She produces a podcast called The Freedom Takes, which I know is available at least on Apple Podcasts. It's amazing. Conversations about literature with some really profound thinkers, but it's a lot more than that too. So I'd recommend you check that out. But Erin, this week, gave us a very, I would say for her, like spur of the moment. Most of her stuff is very like, she spends hours and hours and hours getting the perfect edits. This was spur of the moment inspiration, and I wanted to put it on the show, and we put it together, and she was kind enough to let me do that. So this could become a recurring segment. We're calling it Tree Visiting the Past.
Okay, I'm on the UW campus, and I've just seen the most beautiful tree. I mean, it's hard to say it in those terms. All trees are beautiful in different ways, but this is a sexy tree, just like beautiful woman in the corner of the room, like drinking some classy drink, maybe a French 75, smoking a cigarette, definitely smoking a cigarette out the window. Yeah, no, it's really nice, but oh my gosh, I don't even know this. It's like it's got the shape of a willow, but like very ornamental. These like these dangling flowers. They're almost like seashells. Wow, and there's the sound of water around it. It's just so understated, but so obvious. How have I walked by this tree so many times and never even noticed it? Wow.
Do you think it's blooming right now? Is this its bloom?
Or is it's winter? It might be it's winter.
These like
It's like sleeping flowers. Yeah.
Strings.
Wow. Yeah. I wonder, I think I might have cried under this tree when I was a student. I think when I was dating, when I was dating that guy who told me I had the worst last name he ever heard.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he just, yeah. Whew. Yeah, I think I might have cried under this tree. Definitely, yeah.
This tree is part of you, man.
It's a part of me.
And we're back. Thank you, Aaron. That was so delightful. I was actually, you might have been able to tell, I was there when it was recorded. I was in the recording. And it was just such a nice surprise. That turn. I really liked that. So hopefully we'll get some more tree visits in the future.
To the trees.
To the trees.
Cheers, everybody.
We need more people to speak for the trees.
That's right.
And
Oh,
to
that
the
reminds
trees.
me of something. Oh, that's the Dr. Seuss thing. What's
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
What's
The
that?
Lorax?
The Lorax. Speak
Yes.
for the trees.
Yes.
Oh, man.
But I think maybe we need to speak to them first.
Yeah, I have had a mystical experience once, actually, having two trees speak to me. It was
Really?
it was really wild. I was like weeping and just listening, and they were basically like, "It's all right, man." It was in Ashland, Oregon. Yeah.
Wow. And like, why those trees?
I don't
do you know?
I don't know. I was mostly in a listening capacity.
Yeah,
they weren't
right,
taking.
right.
They weren't fielding any questions. Anyway.
Yeah, very good. Well, I want to show one more contribution from one more housemate. This is from Robbie Seeger, who, as you know, is just such a delight.
So wonderful
to know and to live with, and he's got such a big open heart. And I feel like that was on display a couple weeks ago in his video that he made called "Coming Home" for our episode called "Coming Home." And he made another video for us. We're so glad that he did. This is his song called "New Kid."
I went to the store. The kale was half price. The cashier was nice. I think her name was Wendy. She said, "Hey, what's up? Are you new here?" What gave it away? Well, if anyone else tried to smile like that, their face would fall off. But you seem cool. Come to my house party over on 4th Street. Come meet my roomies. I'm the new kid. I just moved in across the street. Wonder who he's gonna meet. I'm the new kid on the block. I'm the new kid drumming round the clock. You don't expect him to be social, but I am. Dum, 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 dum.
That was a delight. Thank you so much, Robbie, for that contribution. Wow, I'm having a great time. I really am having a great time.
Me too.
Oh, good. Okay. I'm so
I don't know if you were
relieved.
waiting for me to
I
say
was.
that. Oh, me also. Yes, yeah, I am. I
It's
love
just-
doing this.
it's
This is
seeking validation.
yes.
It's like-
I validate, affirm, and acknowledge your need for it, and I'm giving it to you. Thanks for having me. This is a blast. This is my favorite thing to do. Making directing the sketch, comedy
Yeah,
thing
that was so
like
cool, man.
shooting it,
Wait, that was
editing.
comedy?
Oh yeah, it was super funny. I don't know if you saw it, but it was hilarious.
I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah, I've seen it like 17 times in the
That
last
is
24 hours.
what happens when you make that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
Anyway, I'm super happy to be here live, streaming across the world with you, and I've just been having so much fun in the production of it all along the way. So, and this is the most exciting part because it's live.
It's happening right now.
Right now.
Whatever we say, people hear.
Whew.
So careful, or not too careful.
Not too careful.
Yeah. Later on, we're gonna have a little segment that we do every time called "Improv Upon This," and we'll tell you more about that. But we got another song for you. This was it like I was messing around with this and you joined me, or was it the other way around?
No, I think that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're like, hey, you want to check this out? And I was like, I recognize that.
This song just kind of suggested itself for the theme. This is by The Doors.
Yeah.
And that's all we need to say, I think. 2, 3, 4, 1.
People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Weirdos seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down, when you're strange. Faces come out of the rain when you're strange. No one remembers your name when you're strange. When you're strange. When you're strange. People are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. Weirdos seem wicked when you're unwanted. Streets are uneven when you're down, when you're strange. Faces come out of the rain when you're strange. No one remembers your name when you're strange. When you're strange. When you're strange. When you're strange, faces come out of the rain. When you're strange, no one remembers your name. When you're strange, when you're strange, when you're strange.
Not too careful.
Rest in peace, Jim. You strange weirdo.
Did he die? Sorry.
I don't know. Like, can we check that?
Oh.
That was fun.
That was really fun. Thanks
Yeah.
for doing that song
Yeah,
with me.
thanks for having me.
Yeah,
I'm so
man.
happy to be here.
This is great. So as you can probably tell, camera
Where is the camera?
camera 5?
Camera 5.
Camera 7? There we are. Okay, as you can probably tell, we're making a lot of this up as we go along, and like if you watched our first episode and you're watching this episode, you probably see some improvement, some experimentation. We are totally just trying to see what this wants to be, and that's where you come in. By you being here, we can justify doing this, for one thing, but also, there's the interactive stuff, which is a lot of fun. And we are totally open to submissions. If you are interested in making something for the show, I highly encourage you to reach out and give us a little 1 or 2 sentence pitch about what you have in mind. And the best way to do that, you could do that through my website, which is jonasmyers.com. We'll get the North City Almanac website up and running soon enough, but there is a contact form on my website. And yeah, let's build something together. We're having a lot of fun as a house, but we want this to expand more and more. And in coming weeks, there will be contributions from more and more people outside the house as well. So do get in touch if you're interested, or even just to say hi, and maybe make suggestions. But speaking of suggestions, we are now shifting into the phase of the show where we take audience suggestions and go totally unscripted
That's right. We're going to improv
upon
this.
or whatever.
Or whatever. Yeah, so we need some help.
We do need help.
We need help.
We need a lot of help.
We need so we've got a few ideas of some suggestions that you could make. We've got some categories. Is that right, Jonas?
We do, yeah. So we were thinking, and we can't guarantee that we'll like write a song about the thing you say, but we might do that. We might talk about it. We don't know. We're gonna improv upon it.
That's the whole point. We don't know what's gonna happen.
That's true.
Living on the edge of the moment with you. Sing it, brother. Yeah, monitor it a little bit. You're a little sharp on that one F flat. E.
This doesn't work as well when I don't have the in ear monitor.
I think I just heard a producer laughing, so I feel good. I feel like we're doing okay.
All right, that's true. Yeah. So we were hoping that maybe you could provide us with an emotion and an animal. Perhaps this is an animal feeling a certain emotion.
And there was one other.
Oh, we want to do both? Okay, let's do both. Yeah, no, let's do it. The second thing is a piece of technology that doesn't exist yet.
Right.
You want to give an example?
A flying toaster. I mean, it was popular as like a screensaver in the 90s.
True.
But it's like the jetpack. Never showed up.
We're always catching up to sci-fi.
I know, right?
Yeah,
That's where the
and
real
screensavers.
That's yeah. So flying toaster and maybe like a sad weasel.
That, I mean, otherwise known as a weasel.
Yeah, that's right. Weasels. But they just seem angry, actually. Is that because they're
anger,
actually sad
yes,
underneath
exactly.
it? Right.
Anger is just like the misdirection of sadness, right?
Yep, that's true. Yeah.
There's no legitimate anger. It's all something else.
We also don't have time to talk about that.
Yeah, you're right. I was
We
just
need to
being
start
provocative.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
You
yeah.
really.
Okay, well, so should we go with your suggestions until another suggestion comes in?
Sad weasel and a flying toaster. Like sad weasel, like manning a flying toaster.
By the way, while we're doing this improv stuff, imagine that we're passing around a tip jar. This is how you support the show if you want it to keep going, and maybe you don't. But the tip jar is really a couple of links in the video description, so check that out. But I just wanted to mention that. So sad weasel, flying toaster.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a little guitar. Is the only thing.
Let's do like an E minor kind of deal.
I'm a sad weasel. I'm a painter too. I got my easel set up, and I'm painting a sad version of you.
Oh, you want a toast for breakfast and a couple of scrambled eggs. You want a toast for breakfast, yeah.
Couple of scrambled eggs
And some coffee.
Lucky Charms.
Then your toaster went and flew away.
Oh, it's a rude toaster.
It's a friggin' rude toaster.
They need to. That is not a feature. That's
Maybe-
a bug.
So is that why the weasel is sad?
Because it didn't get to eat breakfast.
The toaster flew away.
It's just like so depressed about not having a way to toast. Couldn't even like get together to scramble the eggs or eat the Lucky Charms.
Be angry as it usually is.
I know. Yeah, it finally settled all the way into its sadness.
The defeat of the
That was
of
what
the
finally did
flying
it.
breakfast finally opened the floodgates, and now you know what, the weasel's in therapy, and
On the path to healing.
yeah, and all his friends are noticing a big difference.
Oh, that's such a heartwarming story.
We've got some suggestions. Yeah, so it looks like from Isaac, we have a Dreamcatcher waffle iron. Does that exist yet?
There's
Is
a
his
breakfast.
question?
There's a breakfast theme going on.
We do have a breakfast theme going on.
So
I mean,
is this like a waffle iron hanging from the ceiling with some feathers and like stones and beads? Or what are you seeing?
Is it functional? It's got to be functional too, because it's technology, right? So
maybe it's an anti-gravity waffle. You just kind of like.
Is it friends with the toaster? Is it also flying? It's a flying Dreamcatcher waffle iron.
It's sort of that was what came into my.
We're making a whole space age breakfast tableau here.
That's right. Did you hear that they landed a new rover on Mars?
Yeah. And what did it have for breakfast?
It had a dreamy waffle.
We also have Furious Ferret, by the way.
Furious Ferret. I feel like.
Which is similar to
what's going on
sad
there?
weasel.
Yeah, there's like a whole pantheon of like breakfast, floating breakfast appliances and upset, kind of scary rodents. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Upset scary rodents. Upset scary rodents.
Yeah, I like it. Let's do that. What do you got? Where are you playing this?
That was like a E fifth, yeah, and then D, and then B, and then C.
Yeah.
Like. Upset scary rodents. Upset scary rodents. You didn't get any breakfast because of upset scary rodents.
Catch your dreams, make a waffle, that's how it seems. That rat is angry, that mouse is disturbed, that gerbil is confused, and that hamster is perturbed. Breakfast is the most important meal.
Turn out as well for all those rodents. I feel like they're just still angry.
Yeah.
There's like so many of them too, like a cavalcade. I don't
Maybe
even
they
know
need
what
to
that
get
means.
into like a rodent circle with the weasel.
He's probably gonna lead he's probably gonna help them.
He's like,
figure
brethren, sistren.
You don't need to be so perturbed, confused, furious, and whatever other those
and
emotions
breakfastless.
Right, whatever happened to the waffle?
And also the dream
Sorry,
catcher.
Isaac.
Yeah.
Shout out to Isaac and his wonderful suggestion.
That's why we say no guarantees.
Yeah, we don't know what's gonna happen.
Now check this out. Something really cool is happening. The production team is actually updating our cue cards, which we totally don't use, with the suggestions from the audience.
And emotion, man, this production, these are the best producers in the whole world. Shout out to Aaron and Bondo, who you may have seen in the comedy segment earlier.
I really thought that was a documentary. I mean, that was like, we got a segment out of it.
It's true.
It worked.
It's true. It was both. It was feeding two birds with one stone, as I heard you say the other day.
Oh, I got that line from my brother Isaac, whose suggestion
shout
we
out to
just
Isaac.
abused. Feeding two birds with one scone.
Oh,
yeah.
That makes more sense than feeding two birds with one stone. That's a bad meal.
They would be upset. I mean, would they fight over it? Probably not.
Right, they would both just go fly in opposite directions.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so what do we got? We got
an empty bag of potato chips hedgehog. So is that the emotion? Is the empty bag of potato chips like how you feel when your bag of potato chips is empty?
Right. That is a darn hard emotion. I almost cussed right on the air. I don't know what if the FCC
I think that's
is watching.
fine.
Okay.
I contacted them, but they said they were busy. I was like,
hey,
guys,
do you want to monitor how much we're cussing and stuff? Well, that's a shitty emotion. That's what I want to say.
Oh my god. Oh, okay. I said it was fine, but I wasn't prepared for it.
Did I hurt your feelings with my cuss word? Okay, so yeah, but like when you're just like then they're just kind of crumbs. Have you ever done this? Actually, when you're so wanting more potato chips, you actually like open the bag up and lick the inside of it?
Many times.
It's really a pathetic moment, but you're like, I don't care.
I don't care.
I'm just like,
No one's watching. No one's
Hopefully.
like watching my live stream when I talk about it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, sometimes
Furies?
when we're alone.
Yeah, things. Nicholas Sparks' forthcoming novel.
Oh, that was another category of possible suggestions.
Oh, right. Has anybody?
We haven't mentioned that one yet. That was so.
right.
If you're not into the emotional animal or the future technology, you can suggest the title of Nicholas Sparks's next novel. You want to do an example?
Basket of Memories.
That was good. How about Mountains in the Shade?
Okay, let me try one.
Okay.
A Curious Kiss by the River Banks.
That was so good. A curious. Wow. I
really
want to
just-
read it.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a real page burner.
Did you just say Banworth?
By another name, yes.
So then we have an invisible blender, which would make. What kind? Would it make like invisible smoothies?
Transparent smoothies. See right through them.
I see right through your smoothie. To the 5. I see right through your health food. Back to the 1. I see right through your empty bag of potato chips on the 4. Well, these are kind of like the chords to This Land Is Your Land. Back to the 1. Yeah, we do.
I learned it. You've known it for a long time. We go into the 5 now.
Back to the 5. And we can end by going back to the 1. And let's just hold on the 1. So it's a little different than This
Let's
Land.
get sit. Yeah. Down the hole on the 1.
I see right through your blender. To that smoothie you made. Back down. Oh, yeah. Tastes just like lemonade. That's the way it goes when you buy technology that doesn't exist yet. What you think? Have you ever licked out the crumbs in a bag of potato chips? I know I have. We've all been there. And if it wasn't the bag of potato chips, it was probably licking the blade of a blender. Which
One
could
of
be
them
dangerous.
fancy blenders, right?
Oh yeah, Vitamix. Invisible Vitamix.
What do you call that one?
I call that a bravery generator.
That sounds like something Joel Myers would come up with.
It's funny you say that because it's something Jed Myers came up with.
Oh, really?
It was a suggestion just
all
now.
these J Myers in my
I
life.
know, what the heck?
You guys are all great. I want to just tell you that I love all y'all.
Aw.
All you J Myers.
On
folks.
behalf of all of us, thank you.
I'm glad you feel comfortable speaking for all of them. That's great. I think you're a wonderful representative of the J Myers clan.
Find someone better qualified than me.
I won't. I don't need to.
Okay.
Well, now what's happening? What?
Well, I just want to mention again that this is a passion project. This is a pet project. This is a labor of love.
Mm-hmm.
You got any more cliches?
Yeah, it's. I feel like I'm all of a sudden hearing just like NPR voices being like, you tune in every day on the drive. Everywhere you go, you're listening to Jonas live stream North City Almanac. It's there in the morning when you wake up. It's there when you're eating dinner, when you're changing the diapers for your children.
It's there when you're driving and you're watching. You shouldn't be watching, but you're watching. You're driving. You get in a car accident,
and the cops are talking to
so
you,
upset.
and they're asking you like what happened, and you're
call
still
State
watching.
Farm and they're like, well, you don't have an account here. You're a Pemco customer.
It's because you're so confused. You're actually a Progressive customer. You don't even know what's going on right now. You're watching it and you're thinking, how can I help support this and make sure that I have this every day, all the time, even when there's a catastrophe? Well, Jonas is going to tell you right now what you can do. There's an 800 number you can call right now to make a donation to the North City Almanac. Is that not true? Maybe I'm a little off. Did I drink too much coffee? Maybe. Okay.
We're still on the phone with the 800 number people. We're trying really hard to get an 800 number. It hasn't worked yet. We don't even have a website yet. Honestly, the best thing you could do is just scroll down in your YouTube video feed or Facebook or wherever you're watching, and hit that button that says I don't remember what it says. There's like a H and a T and a T and a P and an S and then a colon and then a couple slashes and then some other information. But one of them is for my Patreon page, and the other is for my PayPal page. I know this seems a little suspect that like it's all going to me, but I'll buy you a beer or something sometime. So
okay.
No, actually, the real thing is any money that you send in now, we take as a very meaningful endorsement of like keep making this. We want it to keep happening, and it'll all go towards the show in some capacity, whether that is paying artists, which we do. It's very important to do that, paying the guest artists, and buying equipment, even like pranking Bondo. There are lots of really worthy causes.
It takes a lot of money to build the prank. To like create all the misdirection so he doesn't see it coming.
It does.
It takes a whole team.
Yeah, we had to hire that engineer last time just to build that crazy like Rube Goldberg thing.
I know, and that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
So
awesome.
you want to do a couple more little improvs?
Yeah, that sounds good.
So thank you so much for being here and giving us things to improv upon. It means so much to us that you're watching. We've got The Moths of Spite, Jonas Steinbeck. That sounds like an Isaac. Yep. Or The Moths of... Oh, okay. Or The Rueful Station Wagon. The Rueful Station Wagon by Nicholas Sparks. Incredible. Incredible.
Oh, wow.
He's really branching out these days.
Wow, The Rueful Station Wagon. That's the Nicholas Spark. I feel like I want to try start that one off.
Go ahead.
Right, it's like... He was driving on a lonesome highway. Love hadn't gone right for a while, and the car he was driving, it was long and tan with wooden paneling, and it was sad that it was so ugly looking, and it hadn't processed that sadness, so it was rueful. It was rueful. But It carried on down that lonesome highway, and the man inside it, with a tear in his eye, kept driving to meet that woman he would one day hang out with in a romantic capacity.
He was driving that Rueful wagon when some idiot swerved out of the lane, and he wrecked that wagon.
That wagon was mad, I tell you.
So mad.
So very mad, we need a different word for it, and that word is
And the guy was like, thank God we're all okay, but what is wrong with you? You weren't paying any attention. What happened? And the other driver
was like, you know, I feel really bad. You should probably meet my sister. You see where this is going, folks.
and the sister was also in the car, and the sister was like, I'm really sorry. We were watching a really excellent live stream.
It's called North City Almanac.
And we got distracted.
Yeah, it was so good.
But it's okay because Progressive, that woman from
Pimpo,
Progressive
actually.
is on the phone right now, and she's telling us we don't have an account there. And the Rueful station wagon was like, nobody pays attention to me. By Nicholas Sparks.
That's the forthcoming novel from Nicholas Sparks. We're not going to tell you how it ends because we want you to buy it.
We do.
It's an unpaid plug. We're such Nicholas Sparks fans here at the North City Almanac.
Oh man, he's really. I just admire the way that he didn't stop evolving as an author. You know, like if you trace the trajectory from The Notebook to the Rueful station wagon, there's just so much growth and development there.
Yeah, I also noticed that. He's like the Bowie of like romantic novels that get optioned and turned into big budget movies.
Yeah.
Have you ever read one of his books?
I've never read any of his books. I've seen a couple of the movies.
Were they good? Did they work?
Not for me, not particularly. They were very I felt that there was a lot of emotion in them.
Right. But it didn't touch you.
No, not particularly.
All right.
Yeah. And I'm not just saying that to maintain some,
Air of
image
cool
of yeah, right.
Yeah.
Or maybe I am.
I don't know. It probably they must work for some people.
Oh yeah, clearly they do.
Right. Yeah.
All respect to Mr. Sparks.
Yeah. But that guy's got a big house and a nice car.
Probably so. Yeah, he's probably doing just fine.
Yeah. Anyway, so what now? What's
Why?
happening?
What?
I just like.
Why are we even here?
I don't even know.
There are all these lights. Do you? We're not.
I have that moment all the time that like.
We're not live on the internet right now,
is
are
this
we?
my life?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you said we're gonna do a couple more improv upon this. You want to do one more?
I think that's exactly right. Let's do one more.
Okay.
But first, I think we need to figure out who named our mocktail.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
It was so good, Aaron. It was so good. Thank you. Wow, we have the best production team in the world. It's true. Find me another production team that makes mocktails for the cast.
And like on the fly, like puts the suggestions for the improv upon this up without any indication that that's what they should do. This is so great. Thanks, you guys.
And if you feel as we do that you can't live without this production team, just dial that 1-800 number at the bottom of your screen. I don't know where it'll
Donate
take.
to NPR today and keep us on the air. Okay. Okay, so what are the candidates? I'm super excited to find out what the candidates are for the... I saw a couple of them. There was like the Cocoa Mock.
Oh, sure. Yeah. The Regal Pacific. That's so nice.
That sounds like a real cocktail. You have to put rum in it. Or
Oh, that's the cocktail version. That's the adult version.
Yeah, it sounds like it. The Regal Pacific sounds like something you would get in like 1952 in like some really fancy
Like the
hotel.
Pan Am Lounge, maybe?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know where I'm going with
okay,
this.
yeah. Okay. The Cocoa Mock. That's from my uncle. We got a lot of Myers representation here.
Yes.
The Cuckoo Nut.
That's pretty good.
That's good. That's like I'm feeling tropical for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Easy breezy beautiful. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Freaky Cocoa. Ooh, from Alina. Wow.
Thinking. What's you can honest. There's 5 candidates.
Yeah.
Right? All good candidates, but probably one of them, 2 of them maybe are contending for your favor. And what are they?
I gotta say, last week I made you the winner with
right.
Sunset Swill.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were angry.
I know, and you know who's was really good last time?
Was Isaac.
Yeah. If he doesn't win this week, I feel like there's going to be a revolt.
There's going to be a boycott or something.
Yeah.
Well,
Like, stop
let's
watching
not
it.
take
We don't
that
want that.
risk.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to play favorites. He's my brother, but actually, all of those people are my favorites.
Yeah.
So it would be favoritism no matter who wins.
That's right.
So Isaac is the winner. We got the Regal Pacific, everybody.
Cheers.
Rum optional.
Rum optional.
I think it'd be fun if we started coming up with recipes a couple days in advance and posting it.
I think
so people can make it
Yeah.
and enjoy the same mocktail with us.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, we're gonna do one more little improv, and then we have one more little video at the end. We're gonna bring Jed back for another song, another poem, and that'll be our show. So thank you so much for being with us tonight, everybody. It's been so fun. It means so much that you're here. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there were any suggestions that we didn't get to yet.
Well, the Moths of Spite.
The Moths of Spite. Yeah, that's true. And we didn't, we talked about the empty bag of potato chips. So we didn't do a hedgehog. What if it's like the hedgehog and the Moths of Spite?
Okay. I'll follow you.
Okay. I'm gonna do piano on this one, I think.
Okay. Thanks, everybody, for being here with us. This is a lot of fun.
This will be an F. Okay, real simple chord progression. So we're going to go from F to A flat to B flat. Back to F. Gathering behind the wall. They'd see the mighty hedgehog kingdom fall. They sent their last letters back to their sweethearts at home. And then they flew to the great way. He said, I don't know about you, boys. I'm not dying today. So write that letter home. Say I'll see you real soon. First things first, gonna handle these moths in the light of a great big full moon. But the moths had something that the hedgehog hadn't counted on. They had fairy dust on their wings and hearts full of song. 20 by 20 they flew. There was nothing to do except watch them take up the sky. That's the night that the hedgehog kingdom finally came down. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Oh, the maws of spite no longer held their spite. They had taken flight on the wings of love. On the wings of love, yeah. Thanks, Caleb.
Super sweet.
Closing out the show, our featured guest one more time. Let's hear a poem and a song from Jed Myers. Thank you all so much for joining us. This has been a great, great pleasure. Come back in 2 weeks.
Say you haven't mingled since the pub closed, and you've chosen to put up with the aloneness as long as it takes for the tiny Death Stars to disperse. Say you cocoon in whatever is home. Let the absences spin an invisible column of silence around you, a storm's eye, a silo to the sky. Say it's your tower, narrow venue for your solo show. None of it streamed live to your loves, no bows to applause and flowers, yours the one review. Say night by private night you dine in on unrealized hopes, reminiscences, chips dipped in a pico de gallo of doubt, a few shots, a little sublingual Xanax. Say you message your best friends, even the 3 who are dead, and as you await responses, you step out into the dark, stare up and let in the oldest sparks. Say out of that black waste above you murmurs descend. You wouldn't say angels or ancestors, but some company enters your head, your chest, solar plexus. Say an invisible throng fills the steep tiers of your clavicles, ribs, hip crests, till you're an opera house, bull ring, awash in a hubbub of the legions you've missed. Say this arrival's only arise in the wind, the old maple's foliage flapping gladly along with the air's latest surge. And all right, you're going back in. Say in your bed you sweat, your isolation broken like a fever, and separate as you still are, no creature of your ilk in sight, you can't quite say alone. I am a poor, wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of woe. There'll be no sickness, toil or danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I call. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I know dark clouds will gather round me. I know my way is rough and steep, but golden fields lie just before me, where my eyes will no more weep. I'm going there to see my father, going there no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I'm going there to see my mother,